Tick, tock, tick, tock. Before alarms woke us, before phones reminded us, before hours even had names, humans began a quiet obsession with time. Tonight, we drift gently through the centuries, not in a rush, but one tick. At a time it all began, with the sun. Thousands of years ago, in the golden deserts of Egypt, time wasn't measured by numbers, but by shadows. Tall stone obelisks stood still under the sun, casting long, lazy shadows on the sand. As the sun moved across the sky, so did the shadows, slowly inching forward like the hands of a forgotten clock. There were no minutes, no seconds, just a soft rhythm, morning, midday, evening. These silent sundials were the first whispers of timekeeping. They didn't rush, they didn't buzz, they simply followed the sky. But what happened when the sky was grey, when the clouds covered the sun and the shadows disappeared? The answer came with water, slow, dripping water. In ancient China and Mesopotamia, inventors crafted devices that measured time with a quiet stream of droplets. One bowl, slowly filling with water, until it tipped over, emptying into another bowl below. A gentle, endless cycle. These were the earliest water clocks. Clepsydras, the Greeks called them, water thieves. They didn't tick, and they didn't chime, but they counted time just the same, one drop after another. Imagine sitting in a darkened room, the soft sound of water echoing from a clay basin. No screen, no electricity, just gravity and patience. These water clocks were so accurate, they were used to time speeches in courtrooms, ceremonies in temples, and the daily lives of people who no longer wanted to guess when it was time to sleep or eat. The gentle flow of time, as natural as a stream, flowing softly in the background of life. Not long after, sun joined the symphony. In Persia and beyond, hourglasses were filled with fine grains, sometimes tinted with colored dye to make the passage more visible. Slowly, silently, the sand trickled through a narrow neck, like dreams slipping away before dawn. The hourglass became a symbol not just of time, but of impermanence, quiet, consistent, comforting. For centuries, these early instruments helped people understand time, but only in broad strokes: sunrise, sunset, a speech's length, a priest's prayer. But time, like the world, was moving forward, and the need to measure it grew louder. Then came the tick dot in medieval Europe as cathedrals rose toward the sky and cities began to stir with life. A new kind of clock emerged. Mechanical clocks, heavy iron, gear-driven towers, powered by falling weights and controlled by escapements. That made a ticking sound. Tick, tock, tick, tock. For the first time, time had a voice. Monks were some of the first to build and use these machines, needing to pray at exact hours each day and night. The mechanical clock became their guide, each tick a step closer to the next psalm. These early clocks didn't have faces, no hands, just bells. Hour after hour, a deep chime would echo through the halls of monasteries and the narrow streets of sleepy villages. Time was no longer silent, and soon it became visible. Clockmakers began adding dials with hands, slowly turning circles. That showed the hour and later the minutes. People no longer just heard time, they could see it passing, a tiny metal hand, gliding ever so gently across a face. 1 hour at a time. Time was no longer a mystery. It became a companion. But those clocks were massive, built into towers, hung in churches, and still. People wanted more. They wanted time they could carry. In the 16th century, the first portable clocks arrived. Crafted with care by German and Italian artisans, these spring-driven timepieces could be placed on a table or even carried in a pocket. They were ornate, decorated with gold and silver, symbols of both wealth and control. Kings wore them, merchants kept them. Time had become personal. And soon it became fashionable. By the 17th and 18th centuries, pocket watches were everywhere, ticking gently in the pockets of nobles, scholars, and travelers. Each tick a reminder that time was with you, that every second was yours. These watches weren't perfect, They lost minutes each day, but people didn't mind. It was enough just to know the hour. Watchmakers became artists, each mechanism hand-assembled, each spring wound with care. The insides of these watches were tiny cities of gears and levers, all moving in harmony, ticking softly against the heartbeat of their owner's dot, and then the wristwatch. During war eye, soldiers needed time at a glance, not hidden in a pocket. And so, the wristwatch took hold. Strapped to the arm, ticking under sleeve and glove, it became not just a tool, but a trend. Soon, everyone wore them. Men, women, children. The tick-tock of time had moved from the church tower to the hand, but time was still ticking dot in the 20th century. As factories rose and cities buzzed with energy, clocks became more accurate. Enter the quartz clock, no gears, no springs, just vibrations from a crystal. When charged with electricity, quartz vibrates at a precise frequency -30 to 1,768 times per second. Creating time so accurate it barely drifts, the tick became more precise, more invisible. Quartz watches didn't need winding. They needed only a battery. They didn't chime. They didn't whir. Just a steady, silent count of seconds, endlessly reliable. And now, time is everywhere. Dot in your phone, on your screen, in satellites orbiting above. Time is measured by atomic clocks now, machines that lose only 1 second every 100 million years. Their heartbeat, the natural vibration of cesium atoms, a silent rhythm at the edge of what we can comprehend. And yet, in all this progress, we return to the tick. There's something comforting about the old ways, about the sound of a gentle ticking clock in a quiet room, about watching the slow, sweeping hand of a wall clock as it moves in silence. A reminder that time is passing, not too fast, not too slow, but always moving forward. Tonight, as you lie down and close your eyes, imagine all the moments that brought us here, from the shadows of Egyptian obelisks to the vibrating atoms of today's world. Each step, each tick, each tock, a small part of the grand story. Time has never rushed. It has never waited. It simply is. Let that thought calm your mind. Let the quiet ticking lull you. There's no need to hurry. The clocks will keep ticking, even if you don't. And if this gentle journey through time helped you rest, consider leaving a soft like or subscribing for more sleepy history. We'll be here, next time, ticking away, with another tale from the past. Good night and good time.